Welcome back, folks, to WrestleRant. I'm Graham G.S. Matthews, and right here in the show, I break down every pay-per-view that I watch on the WWE Network. Today, we're talking about Capital Carnage 1998, emanating from the United Kingdom. And the best part about this pay-per-view is that it's only mere weeks before, I think, the Rock Bottom pay-per-view that I talked about a couple weeks ago. I thought I was going to be reviewing here today. I completely forgot about Capital Carnage. But the best part about this is that the next three editions of WrestleRant are all like random-ass pay-per-views. Some of them are like, just one-off events. Capital Carnage, Rock Bottom, St. Valentine's Day Massacre, which all took place, these two, Capital Carnage and Rock Bottom, both took place in December of 1998. And then St. Valentine's Day Massacre obviously took place on Valentine's Day, only 2 months later. So a rare case where we can finally review events that are in chronological order, which will also be the case early next year when I start breaking down the In Your House pay-per-views. But anyway, a typical 1998 show. As you guys know my thoughts on the 1998 pay-per-views, I'm just not a big fan. I'm more of a wrestling, in-ring oriented guy. This show did not really bring that for the most part in the undercard. A lot of the undercard is just total throwaway matches. This might be a quick review. Gangrel and Al Snow. Gangrel wins. Throwaway match. Headbangers. Bringing back some memories of their SmackDown match from a few months ago on SmackDown Live against Heath Slater and Rhino. Defeating the Legion of Doom. Nothing really there. Not a good match. It was worth noting, though, that tension was teased between Droz and Animal. They brawled afterwards. Droz would be kicked out of the group, and Legion of Doom was gone from the company a short time later. So they didn't even make it to the year 2000, despite being called LOD 2000. They didn't even last that long. But the match itself was pretty throwaway. Venis taking on Goldust. Venis won. A pretty good match for what it was. I mean, in any other era, it would probably be trash, but considering, or compared to the first two matches, it was all right. I just don't understand why it happened. I saw the pre-match video package. I got that Terry Runnels claimed that she was pregnant with Val Venus' kid. He said, no, I got a vasectomy, whatever, so it's not my kid, or whatever it was. He was pissed off, so they separated. Then she tried to go after Goldust, and he said, no, fuck you, I don't want any part of you, and then she walked off on him. So I don't know where the tension came from between Val Venus and Goldust. Maybe I'm missing something, but the match itself was all right, though. Tiger Ali Singh defeating Edge. Throwaway match. Why Singh won, I have no idea. Even in 1998, Edge had more potential than fucking Tiger Ali Singh did, who was fucking awful. But the match was not good. Sable and Christian defeating Jackal and Marc Mero. All right match. They had a pretty good thing going there with Jackal and Jackal and Marc Mero are pretty much on the skids at this point. And it made no sense because Marc Mero lost the match on Raw. I think thanks to Jackal that got him fired from the WWE. And as a result of a loss to Dwayne Gill, later known as Gilbert. And he said that if he lost that match, he'd be gone from WWE. But JR explained on commentary that he had to fulfill his obligations, and this being his final match. And lost this too, as Sable hit him with a Sable bomb to score the victory. Ken Shamrock versus Steve Blackman up next to the Intercontinental Championship. Ken Shamrock retaining his title against Blackman. Pretty disappointing match. They got all right time in almost 7 minutes, but it just wasn't the match that you would expect it to be between two mixed martial artists. It was just kind of there, not really all that good of a match. Triple H beating Jeff Jarrett in a 7-minute match. Good for what it was. Very, you would never think you would see Triple H versus all people versus Jeff Jarrett, who was on his way out of the company by that point. Actually had a year left. He was not all that gone from the company just yet, but Triple H wins. What else is new? For the tag team titles, New Age Outlaws retaining their titles against D'Lo Brown and Mark Henry. Not really all that noteworthy of a match. I thought the best part about this was the pre-match video package involving D'Lo Brown as the European champion, which was not on the title is not on the line here. The European Championship, anyway. Him going to London and saying hi to the Queen through her window, and people recognizing him when he was in London because he's the European champion after all, right? Those little skits he did I thought were great, and I thought that was better than the match itself. The match itself was really not all that good from an in-ring standpoint. Not many great New Age Outlaw matches out there anyway. But the final two matches I thought were fantastic, though, which a 180 from the entire undercard. First, you had for the WWE title, you had The Rock taking on X-Pac. The Rock was immediately, fresh off of his WWE Championship win at Survivor Series in the Deadly Games tournament, scoring the victory in that tournament, siding with the McMahon Corporation, whatever. But this was a really, really good match. X-Pac was the perennial underdog in this contest, and you would think, obviously, on paper, he has no chance of winning the belt, but the crowd bought into the near falls. Down the stretch, they had some good chemistry. He came close on a few different occasions. The crowd bought into it. The finish was lame. The Rock got himself disqualified, or I think Triple H came in, or something happened. There was a disqualification, and Someone interfered and The Rock got DQ'd, and that was it. But despite the lame finish, I thought the match itself was really good considering the circumstances. And the main event was pretty good too. You had Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Kane, Mankind, and Undertaker in a fatal 4-way match, which was McMahon written all over it. Vince was on commentary. You had Gerald Briscoe as the special guest referee. You had fucking Pat Patterson as the bell ringer, as a special guest bell ringer. You had Shane McMahon as the special guest ring announcer. So they were all over this match, just ridden with McMahon interference, but still Stone Cold prevailed. People were brawling even before the match got underway. They were brawling back and forth. The match finally got underway, and as a result, it only went about 16 minutes long. But Stone Cold picked up the victory as Kane and Mankind and Taker were brawling on the outside. Hits a stunner on Kane to score the victory to win the match, and him and I think there might have been someone else, but I know for a fact Earl Hebner was there too. They were celebrating with a beer, which was funny because you never see the referees celebrate with a beer with Stone Cold. But I think he laid him out too. After laying out Briscoe, I'm pretty sure he laid out fucking Earl Hebner too with a stunner. But the match was good. Like I said, that match combined with Rock and X-Pac too, to back-to-back really, really good matches on this show. The undercard is nothing special, just essential 98 fodder. So if you're a fan of that stuff, if you're nostalgic for Attitude Era level shit, whatever this stuff was, and you'll probably love this pay-per-view. The crowd was good because obviously they're in England and they never have a bad England show by and large. But overall, the show really isn't worth watching in its entirety. If you want to check out the two main events, by all means, go ahead. They're definitely worth watching. The rest of the card is not. It's not a must-see show by any means, but definitely check out Rock and X-Pac when you get a chance, as well as the main event between Stone Cold, Kane, Mankind, and Taker. So that is Capital Carnage, folks, 1998. Check it out on the WWE Network. The next edition we'll be covering the Rock Bottom pay-per-view, also from 1998, only mere weeks after this pay-per-view. So we're going Capital Carnage, Rock Bottom, and then I think St. Valentine's Day Massacre from the following February. So 3 back-to-back-to-back pay-per-views from the late 98, early 99 time period. So anyway, folks, as always, thank you for watching and listening. I appreciate the support, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. I'm Graham G.S. Matthews, and I'll catch you folks down the road.